Ever wondered why learning English sometimes feels like trying to solve a complex puzzle? Indeed, the English language, with its intricate grammar rules, varied pronunciation, and vast vocabulary, can often seem like a perplexing labyrinth to navigate. It's not just about memorizing words or mastering the art of stringing together sentences. It's about understanding the nuances, the idioms, the phrases, and the cultural context that bring those words to life. It's about deciphering the subtle differences in meaning that can turn a sentence on its head. And then, there's grammar, the backbone of any language, but especially tricky in English. You've got your tenses, your prepositions, your conjunctions, and don't get me started on those irregular verbs. It's enough to make even the most diligent student's head spin. Next we have pronunciation, another major hurdle. Just when you think you've got a word down, you hear it spoken aloud and realize it sounds nothing like how it's written. Take tough, though, and through, for instance. Despite looking similar, they all sound drastically different. It's like the English language is playing a game of hide and seek with us. And let's not forget about idioms and phrases. They can be fun, but also confusing. Why would anyone want to kick the bucket or let the cat out of the bag? Without understanding the context, these phrases can seem downright bizarre. Lastly, there's the mammoth task of expanding your vocabulary. With over 170,000 words in use, where does one even begin? It's clear that learning English can feel like an uphill battle, a daunting task filled with pitfalls and false starts. But fear not, with the right approach, learning English can become a much more manageable task. And that's exactly what we're here for. We're going to break down this complex puzzle into manageable steps and guide you on your journey to mastering the English language. So buckle up and let's dive in. So where to begin? A solid foundation is key. That's right, just like building a house, learning English starts with a good foundation. And what does this foundation consist of? Basic grammar rules and a good range of vocabulary. Grammar is the framework of language. It's like the blueprint of a house. Without understanding the basic rules of grammar, trying to construct sentences can feel like trying to build a house without a plan. It's essential to get a firm grasp on the basics such as verb tenses, sentence structure, and punctuation. Next up is vocabulary. Start with commonly used words. Just like the bricks in a house, these are the building blocks of language. As you grow more comfortable, gradually progress to more complex vocabulary. This progression will add depth and variety to your language, much like adding rooms and features to a house. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Building a strong foundation takes time and patience. So take your time, be patient, and keep building your English language house one word at a time. Practice makes perfect, right? The same applies to learning English. It's like a sport. You don't become a pro basketball player overnight. It takes a lot of dribbling, shooting, and playing games to get there. The same goes for English. Now you may ask, how can I practice English? There are countless ways. You can practice reading by diving into books, articles, or even song lyrics. You can practice writing by jotting down your thoughts, starting a journal, or writing letters. Speaking can be practiced through conversations, either face-to-face or online. And don't forget about listening. You can tune in to English radio shows, watch movies, or listen to podcasts. No matter which method you choose, remember the aim is to immerse yourself in the language. The more you use English, the more natural it will feel. Consistent practice is the key to mastering any skill, including English. In this digital age, we have a plethora of tools at our disposal to make learning English easier and more fun. Imagine having a pocket-sized tutor that's available round the clock. Sounds magical, right? That's exactly what language learning apps offer. They're interactive, user-friendly, and tailor-made to suit your learning pace. For vocabulary building, apps like Memrise or Anki can be your best bet. They utilize spaced repetition techniques to ensure the words stick in your mind. For grammar checks, platforms like Grammarly or Hemingway provide real-time suggestions that can drastically improve your writing skills. If pronunciation is your Achilles heel, apps like Elsa Speak can guide you to perfect your accent. Interactive learning platforms like Duolingo or Babbel gamify the learning process, making it less of a chore and more of a fun activity. Remember, the goal is to learn, not to get overwhelmed. Leveraging technology can make your English learning journey efficient and enjoyable. What better way to learn a language than to speak it? Engaging in conversations is a crucial step to becoming fluent in English. You see, when you immerse yourself in dialogue, you're not just learning to speak English, you're learning to live it. Each conversation is a new opportunity to explore the language, to understand its rhythm, its nuances, and its expressions. It's like learning to dance. You can't truly grasp the rhythm until you step onto the dance floor. And how do you begin this dance of dialogue? Well, there are numerous avenues you can explore. English-speaking clubs, for instance, offer a welcoming environment where you can practice speaking English with others who are also learning. These clubs are like your training ground where you can make mistakes, learn from them, and grow without fear of judgment. Language exchange programs are another excellent option. These programs pair you with a native English speaker who's interested in learning your language. It's a mutual learning experience. You get to practice English and they get to learn your language. It's a win-win situation, and it's also a fantastic way to make new friends and learn about different cultures. And of course, if you have the opportunity, never shy away from conversing with native English speakers. This is the equivalent of being thrown into the deep end of a pool. It might seem intimidating initially, but it's one of the fastest ways to improve. Native speakers can provide you with real-time feedback, help you with your pronunciation, and expose you to colloquial language that you might not find in textbooks. Remember, perfection is not the goal here. The goal is to communicate, to understand and be understood. So don't worry if you stumble over words or make grammatical errors. Embrace them as part of your learning journey. Immersing yourself in conversations will not only improve your English but also boost your confidence in using the language. So, step out of your comfort zone, engage in conversations, and watch your English skills soar. So, what have we learned today? We started our journey by unraveling the English language challenge. We understood that English, like any other language, has its complexities, but it's not an insurmountable hurdle. We can conquer it with the right tools and the right mindset. We then moved on to establishing a strong foundation. This is the cornerstone of any language learning journey. We talked about how learning the basics of English grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation is essential. But don't forget, it's not just about rote memorization. Understanding the context and the usage of words and grammatical structures is equally important. Next, we discussed the power of practice. Remember, practice is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process. Regular practice will help you improve your reading, writing, speaking, and listening skills in English. It's like exercise for your language muscles. Then we moved on to the role of technology. Today's digital age provides us with endless resources to learn English. From language learning apps to online courses, podcasts, and videos, technology can be your best friend in your English learning journey. Use it wisely and effectively. We also underscored the importance of engaging in conversations. Speaking English with others, whether they are native speakers or fellow learners, can boost your confidence and improve your fluency. It's a practical way to apply what you've learned and enhance your understanding of the language. Now for some final tips. Be consistent. Consistency is key in language learning. It's better to study a little bit every day than to cram all your learning into one day. Be patient with yourself. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. They are part of the learning process. And most importantly, make learning fun. Use games, music, movies, or whatever interests you to make your English learning journey enjoyable. Learning English doesn't have to be a Herculean task. With the right approach and attitude, you'll be speaking English like a native in no time.